Humans mistake impossible weapons for toys. That sentence should not exist. I recorded it anyway. My name is Zivar of the 7th Memory Cluster. I am the official combat archivist aboard the Galactic War Academy. My duty is simple. Observe, measure, record, never interfere. History cannot surprise an archivist. I believe that for 308 cycles. Then the humans arrived. They were smaller than most warrior species. Their bones looked weak. Their skin offered almost no protection. Their eyes faced forward like hunters, yet they smiled at strangers. I concluded they were confused predators. That was my first mistake. The Academy placed them in Observation Division. Every new species began there. No one trusted unknown biology around military equipment, especially not ancient weapons. Those relics had ended civilizations. Every blade inside the Hall of Honor carried enough history to silence entire fleets. Some still carried traces of extinct blood. No student touched them. Even instructors kept their distance. Respect was survival. That was the first rule. Humans seemed incapable of learning rules. Cadet Elias entered the hall late. He carried books under one arm. Not tactical manuals. Stories. I assumed they were religious texts. Later, I learned humans willingly invent fictional disasters for entertainment. I still do not understand why. Instructor Kareth activated the display field. 23 legendary weapons floated above glowing platforms. The room became silent. Every cadet lowered their head. The silence honored the dead. The human yawned. I marked his behavior as emotional instability. The instructor pointed toward the largest blade. The World Cleaver. Even saying its name changed the room. It belonged to the extinct Gore Dominion. The weapon measured nearly 3 meters. Its edge contained compressed gravity veins. No living soldier had ever lifted it without powered armor. Several had died trying. The instructor explained its history. Planetary sieges. Broken moons. Millions of casualties. The human raised his hand. I expected a tactical question. Instead he asked, "Can we touch them?" The entire class froze. Instructor Kareth answered immediately. "No." The human nodded. I believed the lesson was over. Again, I was wrong. The instructor turned toward another display. Only for a moment. That moment changed everything. The human stepped across the warning line. Every security drone activated. Red lights flooded the chamber. My recording implants detected 17 emergency protocols. Cadets backed away. No one crossed relic barriers. Not even during invasions. The human ignored every alarm. He stopped before the World Cleaver. He looked disappointed. I assumed fear had finally reached him. Instead, he frowned. Looked smaller in person. No species had ever insulted the World Cleaver. The gravity around the blade distorted. Its containment field trembled. Ancient weapons reacted to biological signatures. Most species triggered defensive pulses. The human triggered nothing. I concluded the sensors had malfunctioned. That was another mistake. He wrapped one hand around the handle. The room stopped breathing. Even machines delayed their processing. Then, he lifted it. One hand. Smoothly. Casually. Like removing a tool from storage. My translation implant reported impossible muscle output. Then corrected itself. Then reported system failure. Instructor Kareth shouted, "Drop it." The human looked confused. Why? His voice contained genuine curiosity. Not arrogance. Not defiance. Curiosity. He balanced the enormous blade across one shoulder. The gravity veins remained stable. They should have collapsed. Instead, they glowed brighter. Someone screamed. I searched for structural failure. None existed. I searched for hidden machinery. Nothing. I searched for deception. Nothing. My conclusions dissolved. The human rotated the blade carefully. Why is this light? Silence answered him. Not ordinary silence. The silence that appears when reality refuses to continue. Instructor Kareth activated containment restraints. Energy cables shot toward the human. He simply stepped sideways. Not quickly. Not dramatically. Almost absent-mindedly. Every restraint missed. I assumed incredible luck. Humans often survived through statistical accidents. That became my working theory. Security drones surrounded him. Heavy plasma emitters charged. The human finally noticed everyone staring. Oh, he slowly lowered the weapon. I wasn't stealing it. Stealing? Why would theft be his first explanation? My species would have assumed execution. Humans assumed misunderstanding. Their minds worked backward. The instructor ordered him away from the blade. Immediately, the human obeyed. Without argument. That confused me more than the lifting itself. Dangerous creatures usually resisted authority. Humans resisted expectations instead. The blade floated back into containment. Its energy signature continued rising. Ancient relics never changed. Yet this one had. The Academy sealed the hall. Scientists arrived within minutes. Military officers followed. Then intelligence agents. No one questioned whether the event happened. They questioned whether it should be erased. I reviewed every recording, frame by frame. Nothing explained the impossible. Medical teams scanned the human. Perfectly average. No artificial muscles. No combat implants. No hidden exoskeleton. His body made no sense. I developed a new theory. Humans must naturally weaken themselves. Perhaps they constantly restrained their true strength. The idea sounded ridiculous, which meant it matched human behavior. For 3 days, they tested him. Grip strength, reaction speed, neural activity, bone density. Everything remained ordinary, almost disappointingly ordinary. The World Cleaver remained extraordinary. Every attempt to lift it failed. Veteran soldiers collapsed. Power armor overheated. Anti-gravity cranes cracked. The human watched quietly, then asked a dangerous question. Did you guys check if it's locked? The scientists ignored him. Obviously, weapons did not lock. Everyone knew that. Hours later, an engineer inspected the handle anyway. Hidden beneath centuries of corrosion. A mechanical release. Ancient. Simple. Elegant. No one had noticed it for 12,000 years. The human had not found it intentionally. His fingers had simply rested there. I concluded humans possessed unconscious technological instincts. It was the only logical explanation. Later, I discovered logic rarely survives contact with humans. The Academy celebrated solving the mystery. I did not, because the blade should still have been too heavy. Unlocking it explained nothing. My questions multiplied. Why had the weapon accepted him? Why had its energy increased? Why had ancient gravity veins awakened after millennia? No answer came. Instead, the Hall of Honor began opening itself every night. No guards entered. No drones detected movement. Every morning, another relic had changed position. Exactly 1 centimeter. Always toward the human dormitory. The instructors blamed magnetic interference. I blamed human presence. Both explanations were wrong. On the 7th night, I followed the moving shadows myself, and I saw something that made lifting the World Cleaver seem almost ordinary. I expected thieves. I expected sabotage. I expected human deception. Instead, I found the weapons moving alone, not floating, walking. Each blade shifted a single finger width across the stone floor. Metal scraped against ancient rock. Slow, patient, purposeful. No engines. No gravity fields. No visible force. The Hall of Honor had become a silent procession. I hid behind a memorial pillar. My heart beat too fast. The oldest spear stopped first. Its blade turned, not toward the exit, toward me. I stopped breathing. The spear remained still. Then every relic froze together, as if they had sensed they were being watched. I reported everything. No one believed me. Archivists do not hallucinate. Yet everyone insisted I had. The security recordings showed nothing. The weapons never moved. Only my eyes had seen them. I began doubting my own memory. That lasted until the next morning. The World Cleaver had moved another centimeter. No recording explained it. The Academy locked the hall completely. No cadets. No instructors. No visitors. Especially not humans. I believed the danger had passed. Humans always lost interest quickly. That had become my newest conclusion. Naturally, it was wrong. Cadet Elias never asked about the weapons again. He attended classes, failed navigation exams, forgot equipment, laughed during meals. He behaved exactly like an average student. Too average. I decided humans hid by appearing ordinary. It seemed impossible. It also fit every observation. Then the emergency sirens began. Not academy alarms. War alarms. Every light turned crimson. The station shook. Windows darkened. Someone had breached the outer defense ring. The attacking ships belonged to no known government. Black holes. No identification. No communication. Only weapons. Explosions echoed through the academy. Students ran in every direction. Instructors shouted orders. I followed evacuation protocol. Humans did not. Elias ran the opposite way, toward the Hall of Honor. I marked it as suicidal panic. Humans often fled incorrectly. I chased him anyway. If he died, someone had to record it. The blast doors were sealed. He reached them first. No access code. No clearance. No explosives. He simply placed his hand on the ancient metal. The doors opened. Every security system ignored him. That should have frightened me more than the invasion. Instead, I focused on surviving. The hall was different. The air felt heavier. The relics no longer rested quietly. They hummed. Thousands of tiny vibrations, like distant voices. The World Cleaver floated out of containment. No machines controlled it. No cable supported it. It drifted toward Elias. I concluded it was malfunctioning. Again, always the wrong answer. The blade stopped before him. Waiting. Not attacking. Waiting. The human sighed. Oh, not fear. Recognition. He sounded like someone meeting an old friend. I was hoping this wasn't real. I did not understand. How could history know him? He was barely 20 planetary years old. Outside, another explosion shook the academy. The ceiling cracked. Fragments rained across the hall. A massive alien warrior crashed through the wall. Black armor. 4 arms. Energy axe. Its eyes burned silver. Even I recognized the symbol. The Null Reavers. Collectors of forbidden technology. They had crossed half the galaxy. For relics. Not conquest. The commander looked at Elias. Then, at the floating sword. Its voice echoed like breaking stone. At last. I assumed they wanted the weapon. Wrong again. We found a keeper. Keeper? The commander bowed. Not to the blade. To the human. Nothing made sense anymore. The Reavers attacked. Not with anger. With desperation. As if killing one human mattered more than winning the battle. Elias caught the World Cleaver. This time, the blade was not light. I saw it. His muscles strained. His breathing changed. Blood appeared beneath his fingernails. For the first time, the weapon had weight. Then he smiled. Humans smile at the worst moments. I had noticed that pattern. I believed it meant confidence. Later I realized. Sometimes it means acceptance. The first Reaver charged. The sword moved once. Only once. The attack ended. Armor split. The energy axe shattered. The commander fell without a sound. I never saw the strike. Neither did my recording drones. Entire frames disappeared. Reality itself seemed unwilling to preserve the motion. More enemies entered. Dozens. Plasma fire filled the hall. Elias did something completely irrational. He stepped in front of us. Not behind cover. Not toward escape. Toward danger. Humans always protected the weakest. That was the pattern. I finally understood it. No, I understood only half of it. The plasma bolts reached him. The World Cleaver absorbed every shot. Ancient gravity veins blazed white. The floor cracked beneath his feet. The relics around the hall awakened. Every spear, every shield, every hammer, every forgotten weapon rose into the air. Not attacking him, following him, like soldiers greeting their commander. I searched history. Impossible. No records. No legends. Nothing. Then the oldest memorial wall shattered. Hidden beneath it, words, older than every known empire, written in a language my translators had never seen. Elias looked at them once, then quietly read them aloud. Perfectly. The hall answered. Every relic rang together. The sound was almost alive. The remaining Reavers retreated immediately. Not one fire, another shot. They fled, terrified. I believe they feared the weapons. The commander laughed while dying. I still remember those final words. Not the weapons. He coughed dark blood. The humans. He died smiling. I hated that smile. After the battle, no one celebrated. Too many questions remained. Military intelligence interrogated Elias for 3 days. He had no answers. At least, none he would give. He insisted he was just lucky. Humans worship luck. Whenever something impossible happens, they blame coincidence. It is the least believable thing about them. Weeks later, the Academy repaired the Hall of Honor. Every relic returned to its place. Except one. The World Cleaver refused containment. It remained beside the entrance, standing upright, waiting. For him, I file my final report. Official conclusion. Human involvement remains scientifically unexplained. Unofficial conclusion. Never assume a human understands what they truly are. Years have passed. New species still visit the Academy. They always stop before the Great Blade. They always ask why no one touches it. I never answer immediately. Instead, I watch the human cadets walk past. Most ignore it. One eventually pauses, places a hand on the ancient handle, and quietly asks the exact same question. Why is this light? That sentence should not exist. Now, it terrifies the entire galaxy. That sentence should not exist. Now, it terrifies the entire galaxy. If this story kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more epic HFY sci-fi stories where humanity rewrites the rules of the universe. Until the next transmission, stay curious, because somewhere out there, another impossible human story is already beginning.